the supposition holds, the reason we can't see the alien civilizations is because they're all in hiding. Unlike humanity, whose radio transmissions have long echoed throughout our local galactic neighborhood, these societies have all concluded that it is simply too dangerous to broadcast their location to potentially hostile neighbours. It's a sobering thought, and one that's gaining a lot of attention now that it's being depicted in Three Body Problem, a Netflix adaptation. I personally haven't watched this, but let me know if you have. Adaptation of author Six in Lose. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right, so I'll put it up on the screen. Literary trilogy. But is it a plausible solution to the Fermi paradox? Of all the posited answers, experts say the dark forest hypothesis seems less likely to be correct. It's possible that several extraterrestrial intelligences or ETIs would conceal themselves, but it's probable that all of them will come to the same fear-based conclusion and hide away. Open quote. We don't even see that same behaviour on cultures here on Earth. End quote. Says Moya McTeer, an astrophysicist, author and folklorist. Some ETIs might have members that all act in perfect unison, but others will have divergent, independently behaving groups, some who trend more towards aggression or pacifism, curiosity or reclusiveness. If one of them waves hello, then that dark forest will get a brightly lit campfire for us to see. But technically anything is possible, considering we don't have any evidence for ETIs to begin with. Perhaps everyone's reality, everyone really is hiding. Maybe there truly is a threat lurking out there somewhere in the dark, and maybe humanity civilizations are rare. It doesn't tell you why they're rare, end quote, says Ian Crawford, a planetary scientist and astrobiologist at Birkbeck, University of London. Open quote, yeah, they're all out there, but they're all hiding. If they give themselves away, someone will come and destroy them, end quote. The idea still exist because they're advanced alien societies have chosen not to smite them, perhaps hoping instead to have a mutually beneficial conversation. We have no reason to attack them in our preemptive strike, says Jabari. If they're smart, maybe they are thinking the same thing about us. That all ETIs would share the very human instinct of assuming the worst about an unknown entity is also a massive presumption. For me, the dark forest is one of the less